It's Monday, April 1, the beginning of a new month. We have lots to tell you today. Good news for Guyana as Kuwait cancels more than $10 billion in debt. A release from the Ministry of Finance today said a bilateral debt settlement agreement was signed by Minister of Finance Winston Jordan on March 18 with the state of Kuwait through the Kuwait Investment Authority to cancel Guyana's debt to that country. This debt cancellation will reduce Guyana's external debt and allow the country to expand its development agenda, as funds saved under this agreement would be allocated to social projects within the context of the national budget. Minister Jordan said the debt cancellation was as a result of renewed efforts by his ministry to engage Guyana's non-Paris Club bilateral creditors in negotiating debt relief that is acceptable and sustainable. More on this story can be found on our website. Guyana's agro-processing exhibition Uncapped was hosted on Sunday, and we have secured a number of success stories. Today we give you Sandra's, who said the exhibition has helped to put the barbecue sauces she produces on the international market.
So far, I'm getting people from Barbados, the UK and America that's in the process now of buying the product.
The fourth edition of Uncapped, which is aimed at helping small businesses develop, was held on Sunday at the National Stadium. Craig has been a part of the event since its inception and even copped an award in 2017 for her finger-licking sauces made from organic fruits.
People responded very well with the product because it's the first ever people come across. And when they come across, it's been amazing for them, the taste and the buy.
Minister of Business Dominic Gaskin said that he was impressed with every aspect of the event. The business minister said the quality of the products displayed and the way they are packaged has drastically improved from previous years.
Government is prepared to give support, especially now that we recognize that small businesses are playing their part. They are responding, they are improving. So we can work with them and we can advance them to another level.
With over 70 booths on display, products range from powdered seasonings, jams, chips, and condiments to crafts such as jewelry, dolls, ornaments, and cosmetics. Reporting for InfoHub, Nicosi Bruce.
Residents of the Moruca Sub-District can expect a shorter rescue travel time from Georgetown with the completion of the $69 million Bemidji airstrip, which can now accommodate a larger aircraft.
Pilot and Director of Operations at Roraima Airways, Larry Barclay, said the 2,300 feet long and 50 feet wide Bemidji runway is the envy of all the other airstrips in the hinterland communities. Barclay was the pilot that flew the Trilander aircraft that took Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson and team into Moruca last Friday.
We're flying Trilanders with a capacity of 18 persons, and we can take off fully loaded out of that airstrip. That translates into shorter travel times, a travel time of 35 minutes to Georgetown. It translates into cheaper travel, and you can get in and out very quickly to do your business. You're now going to be able to get someone to Georgetown very quickly in the case of a medical emergency or any other emergencies.
Minister Patterson, who inspected the works done on the runway, explained that the ministry will soon be installing solar lights and signs for safety. He advised the village council to construct a small picket fence to ensure vehicles are prevented from getting close to the runway.
We're hoping that with that investment, that you can use it to the benefit to your community. It's a fair weather, all weather, so therefore obviously it will stand up longer. The airstrip is there for your use. Make sure that you use it correctly. You don't get no excavators, my brothers, you don't get no excavators crossing over it, because that type of surface, they'll eat it up in a second. So you all have to police it yourselves.
The new and modern airstrip and the $110 million Moruca Bridge under construction, linking Comarca and San Jose, will be commissioned within 3 weeks. In 2018, the government allocated the sum of $118 million for the construction of the Chai Chai West airstrip in the Cayenne-Mazaruni Region 7. In 2017, major rehabilitation work was done on the Kurupong, Barometer, Kopinang, Ikeraku Bottom, Anai, Kaikan, Paramakatoy, Kato, and Etterengbang airstrips. Sunita Thorne, Info Hub.
Dr. Joy Jagan has publicly endorsed President David Granger and the coalition administration. He believes that the December 21, 2018 vote should have never happened, and President Granger should be allowed to complete his term in office.
I like Mr. Granger, and I think Mr. Granger should finish his term and he'll win the next election. I like Mr. Granger. That underlines everything, to tell you the truth. I have no excuses to make to nobody.
That was Dr. Joy Jagan speaking on this week's edition of the NCN program Context. The young Jagan was very vocal in his support for the administration and strongly condemned the December 21, 2018 vote.
This whole crisis we're in now is all nonsense as far as I'm concerned. It's all concocted and manipulated in different ways. A no confidence vote is nonsense in this country. It should never happen.
Why do you say that?
Because it's part of changing our constitution. We don't need that in our constitution.
As it relates to the sugar industry, Jagan also supported the move by government.
The writing was in the wall a long time ago. When Bar Jagdeo was in government, he knew that sugar was collapsing. He was sinking, just throwing money at it to get the votes in the end.
The full interview will be aired tomorrow, Tuesday, April 2nd, on NCN at 19 hours or 7 p.m. Reporting for InfoHub, Nikosi Bruce.
Still to come, CARICOM conducts result-based management training and regional radio workshop dubbed a success. Details of these stories and more after the break.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. CARICOM is on a drive to enhance how work is conducted throughout its member states and partners. This is being done through the implementation of a system called result-based management.
RBM is a monitoring system being implemented by CARICOM to ensure that effective work is being conducted in all member states. The system, though not entirely new, is being enforced to ensure that work done matches money spent.
When we're dealing with programs and projects and dealing with the priorities coming out of the strategic plan 2015-2019, and we're developing another one, is that we do not focus only on the several activities. The result will be all of this should lead to us working with the system so that we see a change in the way we work.
By the ending of 2019, an evaluation report will be presented, following which full implementation is expected in all member states. Thus far, training has been done in almost all member states, with Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago being on the last leg. I now hand you over to Paul McAdam, who is at the Police Training Center.
Thank you, Felicia. Training sessions continue today at the Police Officers Training Center on Camp Street for non-state actors. These included representatives from the Ministry of Finance, Foreign Affairs, Indigenous Peoples Affairs, and the University of Guyana. Giving a brief on CARICOM's strategic plan for 2015 to 2019 was Director of the CARICOM's Strategic Management Unit, Craig Beresford. He emphasized the need for monitoring and feedback during the implementation phase of programs and the need for possible adjustments to ensure the desired results.
We expect improved stakeholder engagement, greater collaboration between our implementing partners. And it is so because you see what everyone is doing, where they start, where they stop, and where you are supposed to begin. and so on and so forth. And improve engagement because we will talk to the stakeholders more. The stakeholders will be more informed about how we're progressing as a region.
Consultant Evan Green explained the aim of the CARICOM gender-sensitive results-based management system.
This can't be something that's owned only by the Secretariat. It has to be something that drives all the way down in each of the countries, in ministries, in the private sector, in the NGO sector. A change in how we operate, how we monitor our projects and programs, how we design them, and sharing that information around.
From the Police Officers Training Center on Camp Street, Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
40 regional broadcasters and technicians over the weekend were exposed to procedures of operating and managing their stations and provide quality programming.
More than 40 regional broadcasters drawn from regions 1, 6, 7, 8, and 9 and the Voice of Guyana in Region 4 are participating in the first ever regional radio conference being held at the Arthur Chong Convention Center in Georgetown. In his opening remarks, Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu spoke of the silent revolution of radio broadcasting in Guyana. He also pointed to the fact that for the first time in the history of national broadcasting, radio has been carried to the wider hinterland.
We have now brought to the attention of the world that there are 9 peoples who were formerly locked away in what they used to call the bush or the jungles, and that they could communicate to the rest of the world in their own languages. That's a revolution, although it has been a silent revolution. And I realize that we could have never spoke to the issue of an interactive media in Guyana, while most of our people who live in remote areas, in the hinterland areas, have been cut off from the voices of the city.
Over the next 2 days, the broadcasters will be exposed to procedures governing how to operate and manage their respective radio stations and guided in preparing quality programs. Recognizing the importance of communication to the development of the hinterland peoples, the coalition government, on assuming office in 2015, set out to establish radio stations in all of the hinterland regions. Villages are now connected through community radio stations established in Mabruma in Region 1, Oriala in Region 6, Bartica in Region 7, Madia in Region 8, and Aishalton and Lethem in Region 9. From the Arthur Chong Convention Center in Linendal with videographer Tejpal Bridgmahan, I am Senika Thorne for InfoHub.
The regional radio workshop was dubbed a success, with several of the broadcasters and technicians applauding the government's support for the development of regional radio stations across the country.
Regional broadcasters, after their 2-day workshop, are now more equipped to present to their respective communities useful and important information.
I'm very thankful for the opportunity that I have got, not just myself, but the team of Radio Mabruma to be here to meet the radio broadcasters and radio coordinators for the regional radio stations. More so, I'm thankful that I have the Constitution and that I will be able to carry it back home to share with the listeners.
Happy to be among you radio practitioners here right across Guyana. You know, to know the stage you are at this moment since your commissioning. And I was in Aishalton, and I can tell you that it's a really committed journey that you have, knowing that we are 19 years old this year and know the journey ahead of you. It calls for commitment.
I want to say how happy I am to be part of this weekend where we have gained so many different training on particular issues, the constitutional reform, and this is a very important tool that we would use to share among our residents in my sub-region. And I want to say that it has been a wonderful privilege to be here, to gain so much knowledge that we can enhance our local broadcasting in our various districts.
Reporting from the Otachung Conference Center with senior videographer Tejpal Bridgemohan, Rebecca Ganesh, InfoHub.
Hope you didn't get caught today as part of the usual April Fool's Day fun. That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, like and subscribe to our Facebook page for notifications, and subscribe to our website for more stories. You can also follow us on Instagram for updates. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.